We're joined today by Siobhan and Heather. They are both directors with Sabu's Cubs. For those who don't know, tell us a little bit about what Sabu's Cubs are.
So Sabu's Cubs is a weekly walk in North Point Douglas area. We're a youth-focused walk, which means we really try and encourage youth and families to walk with us, and we try really hard to make connections with the invisible underserved in the community. We know that there's just so many underserved people in Winnipeg, and we try to, for safety reasons, and also to make those connections with those people that are sometimes missed. So we stay within the community. We don't go up to Main Street. We stay within the North Point Douglas community, and we hand out food. We get hot food every week from Community Helpers United. We hand out hygiene stuff, toothpaste, regular hygiene stuff. Um, Little toys and snacks for the kids, and we really try to engage youth that could be at risk of making some bad choices in their lives, and getting them to feel that sense of belonging and that sense of giving back, because we know what it feels like for us to give back to the community, and so for to have our youth have that same experience and feel that sense of belonging by giving back.
Where did the inspiration for Sabu's Cubs come from?
So Caitlin, who's our other co-director, Heather and I used to walk with another community group, and we recognized that there was a different need in the community, that youth especially, there's different age limits and stuff for legal reasons and all sorts of other reasons. And so Caitlin really hatched the plan of how do we engage youth differently? How do we honor youth? How do we, so for any of the youth that walk with us more than 3 times, we celebrate their birthdays, we acknowledge special events, we've gone to grads, we've gone to any sort of celebration with our youth, just building that sense of community. And sadly, we've gone to sacred fires for those youth that have lost family members, or youth that have been lost for whatever reason.
Sabu's Cubs has been around for a couple of years now. What has it been like to like you just said, you're involved in the community, you're involved in things in their lives. What is it like to see that transformation and be a part of that?
I'm going to let Heather take this one because she says it so beautifully.
It's been amazing. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary. I believe Caitlin provided us with the stats. I think we're over 300 youth volunteers now. A number of them keep coming back, regular walkers with us each week. It's been amazing. I thought that we were putting something together that would help support the youth, but I think what we get from them too is just as powerful. It's amazing to see how invested they are in giving back to the community and showing up for people. They're the first ones to kind of jump out and offer a sandwich or offer some warm clothing. They engage with the community differently as well. They're just so open and interested, and just, they connect with the kids, they connect with the adults, and it's really inspiring to see that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
now you said there's about 300 that it's grown to. How did you engage these kids in the first place and these youth to be a part of this?
Because all the community groups are interconnected, we all support each other, and so we had a lot of youth that would come with their action therapy therapists, and look at ways of giving back. We were able to connect with different high school groups that a lot of our kids need volunteer hours, and they can get credit, half credit or full credit for the number of hours they put in. And so um, we've gotten them engaged in that way. And for lots of the kids that feel isolated and alone, to have little kids run up to them and go, "Oh, it's my friend from Sabu's." You just watch that glow come from the inside, and they start seeing their own value and their purpose in the world in a really authentic way, in a way that we could never, I don't think we ever dreamed it was going to work out so well for kids. We have kids that come with their families now. They say, "I'm going to bring my family. I'm going to bring my sister. I'm going to bring my baby, because I want to just walk and give back to the world."
It's just a domino effect. It's full
Yep.
circle. Speaking of that, and speaking of seeing these kids wanting to bring in their family and whatnot, do you have any memorable moments or any stories now of youth that this has completely transformed and maybe brought them into a new life and made them succeed in a way that they never thought they would?
Um, I'll share some and then I know Heather's picking which ones, but we've had kids that have not been attending school, kids that have been out of school for over a year, and with our support and a little bit of pushing, because that's what families do. Families say, "Oh, we love you, but we want you to do better." So kids have gotten re-engaged in school. We've had young men that are learning how to be fathers by watching the other families that walk with us and go, "Oh, that's how you talk to your little one. That's how you walk together." We've had families that have come and they've had tremendous losses of their own, and to be able to find a way to grieve together. And I think for me, one of the most powerful statements that I heard somebody say, and they didn't know I was listening because I'm always like lurking around, and it was a family that was in crisis, and one of the men brought them and said, "These women will look after you. You come here, they're going to look after you, and it'll be okay." And to know that families and our youth feel that way is really powerful for us.
I think too, some of the impactful moments I've seen just recently, we had a youth reach out to us who's walked with us a number of times and reached out to us on social media, just having a hard time and needing someone to talk to. And they reached out asking for Siobhan to connect with them. So it's just, it's it really feels really good to know that they feel safe to reach out when they need to. And I think just within the community too, when we see the youth walking and, sometimes we end up with more volunteers than we started with by the end of the walk because they just start
Yeah.
joining and they want to know about Sabu's Cubs. They're really interested and they're excited to give back. So I think that just means that we're doing something right.
What made you decide to go with walking and doing it in that kind of a way?
I think for us, it's the connection with the community. We have a number of homes that we stop at to check on some people that we've built connections with. It's just meeting them where they're at. I think we have
Yep.
done, you know, we've done the rides in our vehicles when it's super cold looking, just so we can get further out in the community and make sure that we're looking for anyone who might be struggling. But it really feels like you're connecting with someone when you can look them in the eyes and, give them a hug if they need a hug, hand them something, stop and chat for a while and see
Yep.
how they're doing and understand where they're at. Um, I just think that that's what really builds the connection.
Yep.
Definitely. As a community and as our listeners may be listening to this, is there ways that we can help?
Well,
Socks, socks,
yeah,
socks,
now that it's
socks,
getting
socks, socks.
colder, definitely our needs
Yep.
are changing. We're looking for socks, mitts, toques, scarves, hand warmers. We go through a lot of them throughout the winter.
Yep.
In the summer months, we're always looking for water, hygiene kits. We hand out things for the kids too. We go to the
Yep.
park and we hand out chalk and bubbles and snacks. And so just anything that we can pull in our wagons to carry.
I'm laughing at bubbles because this was a learning thing for us, because we start all our walks and we say, "Oh, we've got bubbles." And so when we're out walking, we'll often say, "Oh, we've got bubbles," not realizing that we need to say we have children's bubbles, because bubbles is a harm reduction tool that people need in the community, and there's a shortage. There's a worldwide shortage of adult bubbles for harm reduction, and so it's always really interesting. And that's another thing that's happened with us. We've been able to connect with the Nadinawaymak community care team, and they'll often walk with us, and so they look after the encampments and the people that are struggling outside of homes, whereas we're more connected with that invisible underserved community, people with mental health issues or families that have 9 kids. There's a family we touch base with, and it's a single mom with lots of kids, and she just needs somebody sometimes to talk to her, or that we're able to say, "Oh, Heather, how did this go or that go?" And people know that we've connected with them, that it's not just we're coming to drop off food, but that if they need something, they can reach out to us.
How can our listeners learn more about Sabu's Cubs or, make a donation? How can they do that?
We have a website at sabuscubs.com, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Heather's
Awesome.
our social media person, and she does a really great job of painting a picture of what the walks look like. She posts like up to 10 pictures of every walk, and you really get to see so many young kids. And the other piece that we do is we honor um, youth from the community that have passed away. There's 2 memorials in the community, and it's really important to those families that they know their children are never forgotten.
Mhm.
And then when we stop there and tell those kids stories, we can reinforce with our youth how important they are. And on those days when they think nobody loves them, nobody cares about them, that there's this whole group of people, and here's the proof that we really do, you make that impact on people, and we mean it when we say that.
There's always someone out there, even when you think
Yep.
you're alone. Thank
Yep.
you so much for making time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.